Fieldhouse, a pair of teams that need to get it going soon, turn a ticket to the tournament square off, trying to get their once promising seasons back on track. A full day of hoops continues on FS1 from one of the legendary venues. Today, the Butler Bulldogs host the Seton Hall Pirates. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Kevin Lee, along with three-time NBA champ Dickie Simpkins. Well, Seton Hall is the one of these two teams that could still get in with an at-large bid. How would they make that happen?
Well, first of all, they need to get it done today. They need to figure out how to come back from winning. They lost last time to Butler. They need to get it done defensively. And then they're probably going to have to get one of those wins against UConn or St. John's as they go down the stretch, and then get a couple of wins in the Big East tournament.
They've got one of those quad one wins we talk about. Let's get to our starting lineups. Sponsored by Jeep, there's only one. So Butler is missing the league's second leading scorer in Finley Bizjack, out with a wrist injury. The Pirates had started the same five in their first 25. Tawan Simpkins gets his first start, but they're led by the ultra-quick Bud Clark.
Bud Clark has been stepping his game up every game, helping Coach Shaheen get it done. He can score at all three levels, quick, has speed, but can create his own shot.
He's coming off a monster game. Doug Shows, Paul Sells, Tommy Morrissey are officials. Butler in the home white, the road blue and white for Seton Hall. They get the opening tip, and we get a chance to watch the 5'10 speedster. This is Simpkins, their third leading scorer, getting his first start. Can't finish on the drive to the basket.
Normally Simpkins is known for knocking down threes, kind of shied away from attacking the paint. It's good to see him at the beginning of the game being aggressive, getting a paint touch.
Butler is out now, essentially their top 3 point guards. They're two true point guards, and then Finley Bizjack have been picking up a lot of that slack, so we'll see how they adjust. Kaiser with the ball right now, I think, is someone that they're hoping to get more and pick up some of the production without Bizjack today. This is Michael Ajayi, their top scorer that is active. He gets stripped, and Seton Hall coming the other way.
Well, the Pirates have quick hands. Defensively, they're intense. They pressure up, but they have quick hands, so you have to be strong when you go for a shot.
Stephon Payne goes out to Clark. He will miss the three. They do not shoot the triple well. Only hit about 5 per game. That's in the bottom 10 in the country. That's something they're looking to improve on, and Shaheen Holloway has encouraged them to be aggressive. Ajayi will be aggressive, but he gets blocked from behind. Elijah Fisher got a piece of that.
Fisher with his athleticism, his size defensively, he can pursue blocks. Seton Hall averages 5 blocks a game, so they're one of the better shot blocking teams in the Big East.
They are a top lockdown defensive team. Fade away. He is not going to go for State McRae. Out of bounds, though. Last touch by Butler, so Seton Hall will keep it. Shaheen Holloway is a Seton Hall guy, one of their great point guards. Longtime assistant under Kevin Willard. Had all that success in the tournament. And then comes back, and now in his 4th season with the Pirates, trying to get them in the tournament for the first time.
Coach Holloway, with his fiery competitiveness as he had as a player, this is a guy that focuses on the 3 Ds, dedication, desire, and discipline. And he tries to get his players to be on the same level.
Miscommunication there as Simpkins throws it out of bounds. And speaking of coaching at your alma mater, Thad Matta also played here at Butler. He was an assistant for Barry Collier, head coach back in the day before he went into all that success at Xavier and Ohio State, and came back, tried to get the program going in the right direction again 5 years ago.
Not many college teams in the country who have their former players coaching them. That's always an honor. I know it's a difficult choice or a difficult decision, but it really is not. When you talk about representation of a coach who played at the school that he's coaching.
These guys are all in. Both of Thad's daughters graduated from Butler. Shaheen met his wife. One of his kids graduated from Seton Hall. Trying to get somebody on the board. Shot is off the mark for Ifeosa Oliogu Elagor. The freshman is taking over the point guard duties because of the injury to Xavier Robinson. Just recently out for the rest of the year, and Jalen Jackson only played the first 6 games. That was a big loss for Butler when he went down. He was expected to help lead this program. Inside 10 to shoot already. Bud Clark will go to work. He will kick it over. Three ball is no good by Seton McCray. Offensive rebound, partially blocked, but Stephon Payne was fouled. Free throws are coming. That's on Drayton Jones. Let's check out our Modelo keys to the game. The mark of a fighter.
Well, Seton Hall, ball and body movement. They can't be stagnant. They can't have ball stoppers. And then they have to defend the three-point line on Butler. And then Butler, take care of the ball versus Seton Hall's pressure and control the defensive glass. And right there, Kevin, they didn't control the defensive glass. You're talking about a Butler team that beat Seton Hall before at Seton Hall. But Seton Hall had 45 total rebounds, 21 offensively, and out-rebounded Butler by 22 rebounds.
Neither free throw is good, and rebounding is a strength for Butler, but Thad Matta was telling us, like you just noted, that was not good the last time around, and it helped keep Seton Hall into the game. We are still scoreless until now. There is a nice lead for Michael Ajayi, who throws it down with two hands for the Bulldogs.
Well, it's been a struggle for both teams to make baskets. When you're struggling, you're trying to get an easy opportunity in the paint right there. The nice dunk by Ajayi.
Check out that matchup. Ajayi is one of their post players. He can guard anyone, and he's guarding the 5'10". Clark knocked out of bounds. It's last touched by Butler.
Well, you see the excellent vision, excellent pass, the backdoor cut by Ajayi, but the freshman being able to have poise and patience, on time, on target pass.
Ron Traore is checked in for Butler, another big man off of their bench. Triple out of the corner. Seton McCray is no good. Another offensive rebound. Mistime jump. Simpkins will hit the three up top to put Seton Hall in front.
Well, there's Tewan Simpkins showing his shooting ability. I spoke to him before the game. I said, hey, you make shots today, you're my little nephew. You miss shots, we're not related. No, I was just joking with her today. It was funny.
Traore will miss up top. It's rebounded by Simpkins. I asked Shaheen Holloway yesterday, have you thought about putting Simpkins in the lineup, or just explain why you play your third leading scorer off the bench? And he said, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And then what if we get off to a sluggish start? What do we do to juice things up? We decided it was worth changing things up a little bit as Clark misses the three. And another offensive rebound.
Well, just like anything, best laid plans go astray.
He saw a matchup he liked, and now a drive to the basket, and Seton Hall is up by 3.
Coach Holloway decided that Tewan Simpkins' scoring power was needed to start off the game. And I would have to say Simpkins, leading candidate for sixth man of the year, getting the start today.
Seton McCray scoring that basket for Seton Hall, up 5-2. By the way, Mike Williams has been starting. He is available. We should see him later in this game. Down to 4 to shoot. Butler has to get it going. Haywood, no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds. Fisher and Ajayi were fighting for it, and it's going to stay at the Butler end.
Well, as you can see, Seton Hall finally got shots to go down. Tewan Simpkins with the hashtag splash, showing his shooting ability. No wonder he and I have the same name. He can shoot it too.
Welcome to basketball country.
Fox Primetime Hoops.
We got one for you tonight.
Saturday night is game night. Different energy.
Oh my!
Where teams learn what they're made of.
He is electrifying.
And players find out if they're built for the moment. Illinois, UCLA, Saturday at 7 Eastern on Fox.
Freedom, that's a cheap thing. Free-range parenting, saying it'll dry. Jeep things. An American saving another American's tail, unlimited headroom, four-legged legroom, all Jeep things. Making a Jeep vehicle for only people with cash like him, not a Jeep thing. So we're bringing you more Jeep things this year, because Jeep things should be everyone's thing.
The new well-equipped 2026 Jeep Grand Wagoneer, now starting under $66,000 MSRP. Arriving in dealerships now.
At Marshall's, our buyers hustle 24/7, so you never have to compromise on quality or price. Who said expensive taste had to be that expensive?
I'm impressed. Let's talk numbers.
We get the deals, you get the good stuff.
All right, next we need a suggestion. Enchilada.
Sacrifice.
Okay, great.
Like how you don't have to sacrifice great coverage to save on insurance when you bundle home and auto with Progressive.
Maybe something a little less specific.
You forgot to say yes and. It's like Simon Says for them.
Butler stands for a lot of things, except standing still.
The NASCAR Cup Series heads to Atlanta, where the peaches are sweet and donuts are sweeter.
Green, green, green.
Expecting Southern hospitality.
What is he doing?
Bless your heart.
That's how you win a race. Way to go.
The NASCAR Cup Series from Atlanta next Sunday on Fox.
Big East basketball is sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. Kevin Lee and Dickie Simpkins at Butler. Seton Hall has the early 5-2 lead, and Dickie, what has made Seton Hall go all year is their defense. We're seeing that in the opening minutes tonight.
They're known for their Holloway fierce defensive style. You see the strip, and then Elijah Fisher chasing down the block shot. So they're going to cause havoc defensively and get their hands on loose balls.
All 5 of their points have come on second chance baskets. They have been getting to the offensive glass. Already 4 of them here in the opening moments of this game. They are +4 on the boards.
Well, you see that 9.6 steals they average, leading the Big East being first. I mean, that is a staple of Coach Holloway. Just defensive intensity, pressure, picking up full court, and trying to create steals.
Butler keeps the basketball out of the timeout. They've made some changes with Jackson Keith and Yame Butler into the game. Keith has it right now. He's a freshman from Durham, North Carolina. Here's Kaiser Jr. driving, hitting the side of the board, and Bud Clark is off to the races, kicks it into the corner. Simpkins hesitates, drives, and draws a foul.
Two things right there. The Pirates getting a defensive stop. That defensive stop creates the fast break transition kick out to Simpkins. Because Simpkins is a great shooter, now he has the defense at his mercy with a nice shot fake, got to the paint, and drew the foul.
He is their top 3-point shooter, 40% on the season, 80% free throw shooter. He scored as many as 27 in a game this season off of the bench.
Yeah, he came into this season, transferred from Merrimack. They were trying to figure out if he can compete and translate what he did at Merrimack over to the Big East, and he has been able to do it.
1 of 2 for Tawan Simpkins. And after Butler scored the first basket of the game, Seton Hall has answered with 6 straight. Yame Butler in the game with it for the Bulldogs. Ajayi, more asked of him. With Finley Bizjack unable to go, he misses the jumper. And Clark will push it, weave, find an opening, kick it out, and ends up in the corner. Staten McRae, no on the 3. The Big East leading rebounder, Ajayi, pulls it down. He averages about 16 and 11 a game, so he is the top scorer that's available today. Finley Bizjack went down with 4 minutes left in the UConn game with a wrist injury. Went through shoot-around today, but didn't feel like he could go. Foul is on Staten McRae.
And as you see, Bizjack right there, second leading scorer in the Big East. A guy that they need his offensive power. You can see the unfortunate injury right there in the UConn loss, falling on the floor, falling on his wrist. And I know how those wrist injuries are, boy. They end up staying to be nagging, and you try to get it loose.
Butler hits a 3 for the Butler Bulldogs. That was just with 4 minutes left in that game. Butler played really well against UConn. They were down 2 midway through the second half, gave the Huskies a really good battle, but ran out of steam. And Bizjack not being available through the finish didn't help. And now the Pirates would give it back. Let's go back and watch Yame Butler, wing player from Maryland.
Nice, sorry about that, Kevin. Nice kick out by Ajayi. He saw that, he recognized his teammate. Yame Butler just locked, loaded, and ready.
Ajayi helped set that up. He's a leading rebounder in the Big East, but he guards every position. He will handle the ball at times, especially with 3 of their point guards unavailable.
Yes, he's Mr. Versatility for this team. Does a little bit of everything. And like you mentioned, leads the Big East in rebounding, and he's 5th in the country in rebounding.
How about Yame Butler off the bench with a couple of baskets? A traditional 3-point shot and maybe an old-style 3-point play here as he picks up the foul from Clark.
Well, Yame Butler already accumulating more points than he had last game. He only had 2. Strong physical drive, shoulder in between to absorb the contact and finish off the glass. They're going to need his aggressiveness offensively off the bench today.
As much as you hate to miss someone, it means that shots are available and someone will have an opportunity to step forward. Butler already above his per-game average. He averages 4 and has 6 in the early going, and the home Bulldogs are leading Seton Hall. Jai Hines in the game. He's a big physical freshman from Plainfield, New Jersey. He's off the ball right now, down on the baseline. Clark has the ball much of the time. He is so creative. Jumper for Elijah Fisher won't go. Butler with the rebound for Butler. Ajayi picks up the dribble and resets. Also in the game, Jackson Keith, his first real touch. He will drive and score off the left-hand glass with the left hand. 8 straight for the Bulldogs.
Butler is going to have to find scoring from everybody who comes off that bench right there. Jackson Keith just being aggressive, confident. Those are the type of buckets they're going to need from unlikely guys to score today. And here's the 6'5" freshman just being strong. Nice left hand and touch off the glass. The concentration right there.
Foul was on Yame Butler. Seton Hall has gone deeper into their bench. Josh Rivera has checked into the game. And he has it now. High handoff for Simpkins. Into the corner. Clark will try the triple. No. Rebounded by big Drayton Jones. 6'11", 250-pounder from Houston for the Bulldogs.
I don't know if Clark's going to get many good looks like that, as everybody's focused on him as an offensive power.
If you're Butler, you're probably okay with him taking those looks. As Haywood misses the 3, their goal is to keep him in front and not let him get to the basket for either his own or setting someone else up. Seton McCray to the basket, draws the blocking foul, and an and one, and another potential injury for Butler. The foul is on Drayton Jones, but Evan Haywood is down on the floor as we go to timeout. We will check his status when we return, and an and one also coming up at Butler.
My moderate to severe plaque psoriasis held me back, but now I'm all in with clearer skin, thanks to Skyrizi.
Most people achieved clearer skin from head to toe. Many were 100% plaque-free. And many were completely clear, even at 5 years.
People also saw significant improvement in pain, redness, itching, and burning.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin fits my new plan. Nothing is everything.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Then I realized the more you bundle, the more you save on insurance with Liberty Booty.
It's like you're talking my love language.
Well, I've been taking word classes online.
Wow.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Today's digital world is full of risks. I present to you the world's most protected business.
Creed, we have AT&T Dynamic Defense.
It prevents malicious threats. How are people supposed to get in? There's no door.
Somebody say door? Light 'em up, Bobby. My man.
Real strength isn't pushing through pain, it's treating it. When there's no pain, there's more gain. Advil Liquid Gel's target pain caused by inflammation for fast, strong relief. Advil, that's real strength.
Braden Smith leads Purdue. Against rival Indiana. Bam! Fox College Hoops Friday tips off at 8 Eastern.
The fastest racing on earth returns to Fox. Alex Palou, Joseph Newgarden, and Pato O'Ward lead the way as the 2026 IndyCar season launches in St. Petersburg 2 weeks from today, March 1st, live on Fox. In the home of IndyCar, Indianapolis today, the Butler Bulldogs with an early 2-point lead over Seton Hall. Good to see that Evan Haywood, the freshman from nearby Carmel and Buff Jesuit, did get up. Here's the end of the play. He went down hard and stayed on the ground for 30, 45 seconds or so, got up on his own, walked over the bench, and now we see him moving around. So hopefully nothing too severe. Let's see, is he walking back? No, he's not going to the tunnel, just going to keep walking up, and that's a good sign. Thumbs up.
He gave the thumbs up. It's good to see him moving, having that mobility. They will need him. He's coming off a game of 12 points, 4 assists. And again, like I mentioned, they're going to need everybody contributing in the scoring column today.
Seton McCray cannot hit the free throw. By the way, that foul on Jones before the break was his second. There's not a lot of depth for Butler, so they will need to stay out of foul trouble. They dress 10. Down on the block, Johan Traore from France will muscle up and draw a foul from Hines.
Paint touches is what you're trying to get if you're Butler, especially if you don't have one of your better shooters, and you see them drawing attention, being aggressive, getting down and finishing at the glass. That's how you get high percentage shots when you're not shooting the ball well.
Traore hits the first, coming off a good game against UConn on Wednesday, 14 points and 5 rebounds. Played at SMU last year. Before that, UC Santa Barbara. Really highly touted recruit at Auburn. Second, no good. Trey Parker is checked into the game, sophomore from Fayetteville, North Carolina. And also Mike Williams playing off the bench for the first time this season. He has the ball now. Rivera up top. Now Parker will pull up. Ajayi defended that one pretty well, but Parker extends and hits.
Trey Parker, he's an explosive, athletic, scoring guard, but he also can make plays. This guy was a social media sensation with some of the highlight dunks he had in the grassroots and the high school play. Transfer from North Carolina State, but watch him today be explosive.
Butler by 1 with the ball. Kaiser Jr. short on the 3. And there's Big Hines for the rebound. Parker off the high screen. Lost the handle, and now it's a turnover. Oliagu Elabor pushing. Butler keeps it.
Trey Parker, the sophomore, 6-foot guard. Transferred from North Carolina State. He has that ability to get to the mid-range pull-up. He has quickness and speed. He will provide that today offensively.
Seton Hall has turned it over 3 times. Butler is yet to give it away as we hit the midpoint of the first half. Skip pass. Traore to the basket. Daddy's blocked by Hines. Got it back. Can't finish. And now Parker comes out there with it for the Pirates.
Security. Hines protecting the paint.
Clark on the bench right now. Important minutes for Seton Hall to see what they can do without their top scorer. And the left hand off the glass for Najai Hines.
I like the Pirates' offensive patience and poise right there. Seeing the isolation, getting to the Hines, letting Hines go to work against Ajayi, and Hines delivering with a nice footwork and touch.
He is a local from nearby Plainfield, New Jersey, the Seton Hall area. Steps on the baseline for Oliagu Elabor, turning it over. That's the first giveaway by the Bulldogs.
And right here, this is the isolation. We're going to see the mismatch here. Let's take our time. Let's drop it down to Hines. Hines poised with his offensive footwork and using the glass. Now, the question is, will the Pirates come back and drop it back down to Hines? Because you have to continue to go where you're getting your offense at. Don't go away from it.
Good to see Evan Haywood back in the game. He's down there defensively in the paint right now. Parker has it for Seton Hall.
Oh, it was right there to give it back to Hines.
Rivera will drive. Ajayi will defend that nicely, and then Rivera went over the back of Ajayi on the rebound.
Ajayi showing his versatility as a defender. You saw the possession before. He had to guard a big right there. He's guarding a perimeter power forward, staying in position, walling up, and being the excellent rebounder that he is.
Ajayi does just a little bit of everything. They'd like him to shoot a little bit better. He's only a 26% three-point shooter, but he can get to the basket and score. Kaiser will attack, and a nice defensive play by Hines to go up with two hands and force the turnover.
As you see Ajayi right there, you can see his defensive abilities, the double-doubles, and why he's averaging the points that he averages, the rebounds. And it's important to his team, like you mentioned, Kevin, they need him to score more. Hopefully increase his offensive efficiency shooting the ball.
Simpkins has used up the dribble. We'll skip it into Hines, this time off the right-hand glass.
Good job by Simpkins. He didn't panic. Hines had paint position. And that means he had the defender on his back. Easy for Simpkins to drop it down to him and for him to finish.
Well, Seton Hall has a little bit of momentum. Butler had scored 8 straight in a row a while back. And the Pirates are up by 3 now. Ajayi doubles for a moment, picked up the dribble, and there's a quick pass across the lane from Oliogu Elabor. It's knocked out of bounds. Butler will keep it.
And so you see the defense right here. They're sending it, which is called an ice. You send it to the baseline. The big is lost. Now Hines right there. Paint position with Ajayi on his back. Easy to catch it and score.
Now I can see what Thad Mata was displeased about. Traore was in the neighborhood, could have helped a little bit more. That one is a race going to the basket by Hines.
Security.
Third block of the game already, Dickey.
Protect my house. Hines only a freshman. He's blocking shots with both hands. The timing he has. This freshman right here, Hines, has the ability to be a force in the Big East with his physicality.
Butler had to beat the shot clock, could not get a good look. And the other way, it's a lob and a throwdown for Josh Rivera. 8-0 is the run for the Pirates.
Very good vision by Trey Parker. He's an improved playmaker for his teammates, always known as a scorer, but right there, good pass.
Foul in the backcourt. Butler will have it. They need a chance to reset because the momentum is on the Seton Hall side, up and down for Josh Rivera, and the Hall lead by 5.
Freedom, that's a cheap thing. Freedom to ignore this, that's a cheap thing. 800-pound bear chase, exfoliating, treating gravity like a suggestion, saying it'll dry. All Jeep things. Making a Jeep vehicle for only people with cash like him, not a Jeep thing. So we're bringing you more Jeep things this year because Jeep things should be everyone's thing.
Bringing you more Jeep things in 2026 with new opportunities for adventure. Experience the 2026 popularly equipped Wrangler Rubicon X, now with nearly 9,000 reduced MSRP.
Like a relentless weed, moderate to severe ulcerative colitis symptoms can keep coming back. Break away to what's possible with Tremfya, with rapid relief at 4 weeks. Many people experienced remission at 1 and even 2 years. Some saw 100% visible healing of their intestinal lining. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Tremfya now offers self-administration from the start. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today.
Brace your taste buds. The new DQ Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket comes with cool DQ soft serve as a dip for just $6.99. Add one of our new Tajin lemonades. It's the new Swisey menu, only for a limited time.
Booking.com has all kinds of stays.
Ooh la la!
Because a romantic hotel works for some.
Is that a mirror?
But not others. Find exactly what you're booking for. Booking.com, booking.yeah.
Purina One Live Clear was our cat miracle. We discovered Ella was sensitive to cat allergens. Then the incredible happened. Purina One Live Clear started reducing the major allergen in our cat's hair.
Together forever.
Purina One Live Clear, a difference from day one.
Last season, IndyCar champ Alex Palou rewrote the history books.
Can anyone catch him?
So what's next?
Let Professor Dickey take you back to the lab. Let me show you how the Pirates are able to create defense into offense. Trey Parker right there getting the rebound stop, pushing out in transition. When he pushes out in transition, he sees his teammates running the floor. This is where he's become an improved playmaker for his teammates. Look at the vision, and now the vision takes it to an on-time, on-target, nice lob pass where he just goes up Josh Rivera to finish. And look, he doesn't even have to look at him, puts it right in the sweet spot, and Josh Rivera with the finish, defense creating offense.
And Seton Hall has scored the last 8 without their best player on the floor. Bud Clark has been able to get a breather right now, and Trey Parker has been doing an awesome job filling in that time span, and Clark continues to sit because it's working right now for the Pirates.
But Trey Parker is doing that, great plays with his teammates. He's going to get more minutes. Those are positive plays for a second-year young player with intensity, energy, and athleticism.
See what kind of answer Butler can have right here. Jones with the handoff to Haywood. He's a very good shooter. He's going to drive this time and score off the left-hand glass.
You have to have unbelievable touch to be able to ride the defense on your hip with that physicality and still concentrate and have the touch with his left hand off the glass.
That's a rare two-pointer for Evan Haywood. 50 of his 64 field goals coming into the game were 3. 78% of his attempts are outside the arc, but they need to attack today, and that ends the 8-0 run. Here's Simpkins going to work. Fade away. No. A little bit short. Rebound is secured by Keith for the Bulldogs.
You can live with that shot by Simpkins. He got the spacing and he's able to get a clear look.
Into the corner, Butler tries the triple, no. Rebound by Rivera. Been close throughout. 5 is the biggest lead by Seton Hall. Butler is led by 4 and steps on the baseline as Rivera turns it over for Seton Hall.
The last 2 possessions by both teams kind of mishandling the ball right there. Butler for Butler, Yame Butler for Butler in that first possession. Mishandling the pass, threw off his shot, and right there, the drive.
Bud Clark is back in for Seton Hall, but a nice rest for him. He played 36 minutes on Wednesday and averages 30 minutes per game.
And then the substitution, the backup point guard role, Trey Parker did an excellent job with positive minutes on the court.
Ajayi gets Haywood's miss, lost it, got it back, and will shoot free throws.
And as you can see, this is why Ajayi is one of the top rebounders in the country. The #1 rebounder in the Big East, 5th in nationally. Averages double figures in rebounds. He's just aggressive, pursues them. And usually the person who takes a shot knows where the rebound is coming first. And you're talking about a guy last game, didn't score like Kevin, but he affected the game in so many categories. 7 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks last game.
Jai Hines, by the way, picked up his second foul. He's had a big impact for Seton Hall in the early going as Jai hits a free throw.
I really like Hines. Hines is going to have to make my newcomers, my fresh faces. He's going to have to make my fresh faces list. I like his potential.
Look at these numbers and the company that Ajayi is keeping. Those free throws are good. So after 8 in a row, the Bulldogs have scored 4 straight, 1-point game. Butler is trying to snap a 5-game skid. Thad Mott has been sitting on 499 wins for a little while now, and an offensive foul is going to create a turnover on Seton Hall, and it's on Godswill Ariene. We just checked in, sophomore from Nigeria for Seton Hall. Kick into the corner. Keith drives to the other corner. Butler has an open triple, just a bit too strong. And then a bump by Jones, and that would be his third if it's on him. That is a key foul in a non-combative situation. Just wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, Jones is frustrated because that was inadvertent contact. Player falls on the ground, and the officials are going to call foul. He wasn't deliberately fouling, just a brush up to the strong physical body. He gets the call.
And Ariene is called for his second straight offensive foul, this time with the basketball, but on a clear out. So he gives it right back to Butler, and he will go to the side, and Stephon Payne will come back in. Ariene doesn't playing a lot, averages less than 5 minutes a game. This is just his 10th game on the season. Butler with a chance to go back in front. They led by 4 early. Seton Hall is led by as many as 5.
If you're Butler, you're trying to get to the paint. Exactly like Ajayi is doing right now. Don't get away from putting pressure on the Pirates by getting to the paint.
Butler will keep it, but Ajayi is bent over a bit in some discomfort. He'll stay in and try to walk it off. Butler is without Finley Bizjack, their top scorer, second best scorer in the Big East day to day. It's a game time decision. Didn't do much in the shoot around today, but did shoot and looked good doing that. Hoping he is back soon. Here's Ajayi hitting a 3. That's big for Butler if he can do that.
That's like icing on the cake right there. That's the bonus when Ajayi is making shots from 3. He only shoots 25% from behind the three-point line. But to see it go in, that is a plus for Coach Matt Mata.
7 for Ajayi. Butler is up by 2. Under 5 minutes to play in the first half. Simpkins with a quick pass, down and a finish. 2 hands off the glass for Elijah Fisher, tying the game up.
And that is one of the keys I talked about at the beginning for Seton Hall. Body movement and ball movement right there in that possession. They got it. Coming off that screen, Simpkins making a nice drop pass to Fisher.
We've seen many different players initiate the offense, and here's a foul in the backcourt. Thad Mata said we had 7 different players doing that in the UConn game. As we go back to see what Ajayi got done the last time around.
Right, look at the execution right here. The setup for the three-point shot. The roll by Traore created the opening for Ajayi to get that look, and he was ready, locked in, exaggerated foul. The Pirates are going to have to figure out how to get Bud Clark going. You need his offensive power right now. He hasn't been in the mix offensively for this team. Part of it is because he's been trying to create for his teammates, but he needs to get going scoring-wise.
Butler is already nearing the double bonus. 19 foul, but free throw no good for Yame Butler. By that way, that was the second foul on Bud Clark. He has the ball right now, trying to initiate some contact. He will back into Kaiser and get the benefit of the doubt there.
Hey, I've always been a guy that I feel like that's an offensive foul. Like, you're going out of your way to put the car in reverse. The car's already passed. Now you're putting it in reverse, backing up into the other guy. I get it. It's called snaking the dribble, putting the defender on your back.
Not much, though, that Kaiser can do in that situation, but that's how it works. So he gets the whistle. 16 fouls on the Bulldogs now. Clark can't find anything. He's in trouble and skips it right to the Bulldog bench.
Right there, that was the difference between the size of the players. Keith, strong.
Got a good one going so far this evening in Hinkle.
Introducing Mike's Hot Italian Sub from Jersey Mike's. Fresh ham, salami, and pepperoni chopped up by hand right on the grill. Forget about it. then top with a layer of melted provolone? Forget about it. And the regular is only $8.95? Forget about it. Wait a minute. Actually, remember about it. Because you gotta try it with our chopped pepper relish before it's gone. The all-new Mike's Hot Italian Sub for a limited time only at Jersey Mike's.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Unfortunately, I did not check my outfit before meeting my girlfriend's family. Checking Allstate first was an excellent plan. Not checking which team my girlfriend rooted for? Yeah, not great. So check Allstate first, and you can save hundreds. Ex-girlfriend.
Advil liquid gels are faster and stronger than Tylenol rapid release gels. Also from Advil, Advil Targeted Relief, the only topical with 4 powerful pain-fighting ingredients that start working on contact and lasts up to 8 hours.
Knock, knock, Capital One Bank guy. I just moved into the neighborhood. Can I borrow some Wi-Fi?
That's what the Capital One Cafe is here for. Open 7 days a week at most locations.
Oh, can I use your ATM?
Anything for a neighbor. What's in your wallet?
Room for 6 full-size passions. A car that doesn't elevate everyone's experience is a car that stops short of amazing.
Don't worry.
You can't predict sick days. But with Kleenex, you can be prepared for them.
It's gonna be alright.
For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
A game-changing challenge could leave survivalists dead in the water.
They haven't gone nowhere.
Oh, look, a circle.
Extracted, all new Monday on Fox.
Coming up on the Jeep halftime report, number 8 Illinois guy Kylan Boswell back and cruise past Indiana. Cincinnati picked up its 3rd straight Big 12 win, and the Big East handed down some extra punishment for yesterday's Providence St. John's brawl. Kevin and Professor Dickey, teach me something.
That's what Dickey is here to do. I'm just simply an observer. Thank you, Allison. While we have a moment, let's go around the Big East and what you're seeing and what stands out.
Allison, I'm glad you signed up for Professor Dickey's class, and I'm going to break it down to you. Alex Caravan, he's a winner. When you talk about having winners, guys who make winning plays, he's the prime example. And like Allison mentioned, St. John's goes into Friartown, my alma mater, gets to win a heated game with that foul on Bryce Hopkins, which was he was a transfer from Providence to St. John's. I think it was a little testy there. A lot of guys got suspended, punishment, and then DePaul. Coach Holtman, who coached here at Butler, has been working hard to get that DePaul team rolling, and he's having some success right now.
A little testy is putting it mildly for him yesterday.
Yeah, it was. It reminded me of back in the day when we used to play URI, and we got into a fight in that game.
Ended up well, though, some tempers, and they may see each other again in the Big East tournament. Foul is on Stephon Payne on the drive of the basket by Oliego Elibor. He is getting a lot of minutes. The idea and thought was he could ease his way in. He is a freshman with point guard skills with a lot of length. He's 6'6", but he was supposed to be 3rd or 4th on the depth chart. Now he's starting.
Well, they have to use Elibor as a facilitator. He knows how to find his teammates. He's a big guard, not necessarily the shooter right now, but because he doesn't shoot it well from behind the 3, he knows how to find his teammates, and he knows how to create opportunities, and that's just a bonus for a guy who's a freshman.
And his progress was stunted as he hits the 2nd free throw because he missed the beginning of the season. Missed 7 games early with an ankle injury. Well, he's going to get big minutes here down the finish with some key players. Jalen Jackson has been out most of the season. Stink Robinson has been out for the last week or 2. He won't be back. And now Finley Bizjack out, hopefully just this game. Day to day at this point. Butler by 2, under 3.5 to play. Fisher triple isn't going to go. Rebound by Oliego Elibor.
Yeah, everything you just mentioned, Kevin, is just unfortunate for Butler. Their record is not indicative of the talent that they have. They just had a lot of injuries. They've been so close, and they have to figure out a way to get over the hump, and it needs to start tonight.
Ajayi is back in the game and draws a foul on the way up. Mention where Butler is at right now. They started the season 10-3 and had a nice win or two in that stretch. Started up 1-1 in the Big East. Seton Hall was even better. They were 14-2 off the jump.
Well, when you look at this Big East standings, we're pretty much sure UConn, St. John's, Villanova are going to make the tournament. There's a possibility that a fourth team could get in there. Who is going to be that fourth team? Who can make the NCAA committee be forced to put a fourth Big East team in? Who's going to be that? Seton Hall, Creighton, is DePaul or one of those teams a little bit further down going to jump up in these next 6 games? And who's going to go into Madison Square Garden and make a statement?
And you want to be top 5 too, to not have to play on day 1. So that's some of the things in play here over the next 5-6 games. By the way, Seton McCray went to the bench with his second foul. You see him taking a seat now. Ajayi missed the first free throw, got the second roll. 3-point Bulldog lead.
And that's why the Big East tournament is it's a big statement for you to your second part of your season where you can make things happen.
10-2 run for Butler. Parker is back in the game, had some good minutes in the early going. As Clark gets another break. That won't roll down on the baseline. Another offensive rebound. I think Ajayi got a piece of that from behind. And the Bulldogs on the run. Ahead to Ajayi. Trying to muscle his way up. It will go down. And a chance at a 3-point play for Michael Ajayi.
Well, Ajayi caught the pass. You see the defense by Butler right here, just getting the stop, grabbing the rebound. That's where it has to start. You have to finish off a defensive possession, the rebound, and Ajayi catching the pass like a wide receiver, and then that's just grown man strength right there. Taking advantage of the smallest Simpkins. I'm gonna have to get Simpkins in the weight room so that he can get some resistance to that Ajayi with the strong finish.
Get him on the family plan.
Yeah, we're gonna think about getting on a family plan at the health club, man.
3-point play for Ajayi, who's in double figures, a 13-2 run. Biggest lead of the game for either team. It's +6 for the Bulldogs at home. Parker with a pull-up and a nice answer for the Pirates.
Parker just really making Coach Holloway pleased that he's in the game. Backup PG being very productive offensively and making plays for his teammates and his defensive energy also.
He's had a big impact here in the first half with the top scorer and player for Seton Hall not having an opportunity to do anything offensively. Knocked out of bounds. Bulldogs will keep it.
But I like how the Bulldogs are continuing to attack the paint, whether it's on a drive or if it's on a post-up or even getting an offensive rebound. Those are paint points also. Do not get away from putting pressure on the Pirates in the paint.
9 to shoot and a turnover thrown away. And here is Williams off to the races. And he goes down hard as the ball is wedged between the backboard and the basket. Ajayi got him. Good to see Williams pop up quickly.
Well, look at Ajayi just chasing down the block. Here's a guy that had 3 blocks last game. The turnover was out of his hands, and I like the fact that he didn't give up on the play. The ball was as a wedgie right now. Who's going to go get that down out of there?
Yeah, they will check and see if this was a little bit extra aggressive.
I think that was a block shot. I think that was a good play on the ball. I believe that was a good play on the ball. I believe Mike Williams' momentum made it look worse than what it was. But he played the ball, hit the hand. I think the momentum took Williams down hard. I don't think there's anything there. That's a good play on the ball. Wasn't anything malicious. Play the ball. Mike Williams' momentum. The ball gets wedged, comes down hard.
I was quite impressed. Watch Williams, if it plays through, he immediately said, yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine. He's a tough guy.
Kev, that's a good point because I watch so much college basketball and guys will lay down there for like 25 minutes. And look at Ajayi. He's telling you that's a block.
He got balled. Now, he did get him on the head. It's clearly a foul.
No, it's a foul. It's a foul. Nothing malicious there on the pursuit of the block shot defensively. He goes for the ball. He gets a little arm. Momentum takes him a little bit into Williams. Williams' momentum kind of leans him and flushes him on the fall like he fell on the floor.
To stick with a common foul, be 2 free throws.
You called that one accurately.
Well, I mean, you can just come to me. You don't have to go to the video.
We could have saved 45 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, and this is an excellent officiating crew right here. This is top-notch crew. They're going to take their time. They understand. They're not going to make an erratic decision. They're going to go to video. They had conclusive evidence right there that was nothing more than a common foul.
And they did it quickly and efficiently.
Absolutely.
Second foul on Ajayi. So Williams shoots free throws but misses.
I mean, I've seen games where we're going to the video. Every possession, somebody holds their head or bends down and it like adds on 2 hours to the game.
Second is good. Seton Hall now 2 of 7 from the foul line. So missed 5 of their first 6. That slows the Butler run. Bulldogs up by 3. The Hall will go with some full court pressure, and they will enlist the leading rebounder in the Big East to bring the ball up against that pressure. That's the versatility of Michael Ajayi.
Absolutely, Kevin. That's Ajayi playing point forward right there. And they have to play, they're going to have to play lead guard point forwards by committee because of all the injuries.
Top 2 point guards out, and Finley Bizjack is also a point guard at times, also unavailable this game. Loose ball, Ajayi gets it back and kick it in the corner for 1 pass too many. It's a shot clock violation.
And that's the other difficult part right there, Kev, when you don't have your point guards who control the game. Nobody understood where the shot clock was. Ajayi trying to attack, shot clock winding down. Nobody had awareness to tell each other, we got to get a shot up. That's when you have missing your point guard.
Very sad not to see Finley Bizjack today. He is fun to watch. Does a little bit of everything and has gotten better each year. And someone has stayed in the same school in his 3rd year at Butler.
Absolutely.
4 points, 10 points, 17 points a game. 3 is no good for Teron Simpkins.
Yeah, you mentioned staying at the same school. The development has benefited him. Gaining trust in Coach Mata.
Butler driving toward Butler, tipped out of bounds. Bulldogs keep it with 13 to shoot. Second meeting this season. When I asked Todd Mata, what do you learn from that game to apply to this one? He said, well, not much, because we don't have the same team, and Finley Bizjack is one of those. Not available, but he was awesome in that game.
He showed out in that game with 25 points. He was knocking down everything. I mean, that's what you're talking about. You're missing a guy who averages almost 18 points a game.
Butler got to the free throw line 41 times in that game. Too tall on the lob inside, and it's a turnover Seton Hall's way. Williams gets that deflected, and Seton Hall will keep it. In that earlier meeting, the Pirates hit just 3 of 17 threes, shot 36% from the field.
And this is a good timeout by Coach Holloway. You're talking about 22 seconds on the shot clock. You're down 3. You want to make sure this is a productive possession if you're Seton Hall.
So let's talk a bit more about Seton Hall. I mentioned that fantastic start they got off to, the best they had in several years. Remember, they were 2-18 in the Big East last year, 7-25. They're ranked in the top 25 for the first time in 5 years. Then the sledding got a little bit tougher when they got in the Big East, but they've started to right themselves now. And like so many, this is an entirely different team. Basically, no one that plays meaningful minutes came back.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the landscape of college sports now. You're going to have a full roster of transfers every year. You're talking about the Big East still being very competitive, and the pendulum can swing at any moment with all the teams and the records. And there's so many teams in the Big East who have lost games in overtime, close games in overtime.
Butler's played 2 double overtime games, 1-1 and then 1 and they lost 1. Clark is back in the game. There is about 8 or 9 between the game clock and the shot clock as we close down the first half. Clark will fade and get on the board.
That was a difficult shot. Clark right there showing to be a tough shot maker, just enough fade to get his shot out.
Butler will hit midcourt with 3 and call a timeout with 2 7/10 left. That basket for Bud Clark, his first scoring of the game, but missed his first 3 shots and missed 3 threes. So for Seton Hall, that might feel like a pretty big basket, not just to get it to 1, but to see if they can get him going.
Well, when you have a difficult shot taker and a difficult shot maker like in Clark, who can create his own, even though he hasn't scored this game, he can make buckets at any time, coming off of an amazing game with 31 points, 8 assists, and only 1 turnover.
And that Johnny Flynn game, so this was the best Big East game of similar numbers in about 30 years. But that Johnny Flynn game, I think people will remember this, that was that 6 overtime game between Syracuse and UConn in the Big East tournament.
Yeah,
it took him 67 minutes to get those numbers.
That was Kemba Walker against Johnny Flynn.
Yeah.
He's in good company with those guys. Ben Hasbro was Player of the Year of the Big East in 2011. That's great company to be in.
All right, here we go with Butler. Lobbing it towards the basket. And the first half will come to a close. Good idea, but not quite executed.
Great idea, but he didn't have to rush. He still had 2.7 seconds, and you're right there in the paint. Take your time.
Could have come down with it, but still, that's a solid first half, shorthanded for Butler. Up by 1, 24-23, the fewest first half points allowed in the Big East this season so far for Butler. That's the end of our first half here, and after the break, we'll join Allison Williams and Kid Adams for the Jeep Halftime Report. Thanks for joining us this evening on FS1.
His phone is addicted to him. He once won a staring contest with the sun. His sneezes bless you. He is still the most interesting man in the world.
I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I prefer Dos Equis. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Nature's Bounty.
Your body uses magnesium in over 300 reactions.
Nature's Bounty supplements your whole body health with high absorption magnesium. Nature's Bounty, it's in your nature.
Marco's specialty pizzas take pizza night to a whole new level. Like our deluxe with bold pepperoni, Italian sausage, mushrooms, and fresh cut green peppers and onions. Perfectly balanced flavors so every bite is something special. Level up your pizza night with $3 off all our specialty pizzas at Marco's.
Yet another toothpaste that does not whiten. Girl, this one works.
Basic toothpaste stops at the top. Crest goes deeper to dissolve the bonds that hold stains to teeth for whiter teeth in one day. Crest.
She's still out. I found an apartment.
It's a lot closer.
We treat our pets like we treat ourselves. You brush, they chew. You squat, they spring. Healthy routines for you, healthy routines for them. Greenies make health a treat.
Soon we'll be telling the whole stadium how Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance to save people hundreds. Whoa. I'll go get us tickets.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
There is no place like Madison Square Garden. This is special, guys. When you're playing in that building, it's a different animal than anywhere else.
It is a complete sellout. This is Big East basketball at its best. We are in the mecca of basketball, in the greatest city in the world.
Never chase a receipt again. Ramp. Love finance.
Welcome to the Halftime Report, sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. Butler trying to snap a 5-game losing streak, and Michael Ajayi doing his part with a dunk here, leading the way with 11 points for the Bulldogs, as it is a 1-point lead for Butler at the half. Welcome inside our LA studios. I'm Allison Williams along with Kim Adams. Kim, if I told you before this game that Butler would be without their leading scorer, Finley Bizjack, they would shoot 28% from the field in the first half, and yet they would lead by 1. You would say no way, but somehow they are. So let's take a look at the first half action and see how exactly that's happening. Here's our highlights sponsored by Jeep. There's only one.
Yeah, sometimes you take it as you can get it, and Butler was certainly looking for more contributors. They got a nice lift off the bench from Yame Butler, who only averages 4 points per game on the season. You saw the 3, you saw him get downhill, and then Michael Ajayi got really aggressive later in that first half. We know he averages a double-double. He's well on his way to that. 11 points, 5 rebounds already. So those two have really carried the team offensively. And we look at the Seton Hall side. You saw them put Bud Clark there in the last possession. That was his first bucket of the game. He missed a large chunk of that first half with the 2 fouls. So they're certainly looking to unleash him now that he can get back in the game. And 7 turnovers for the Pirates. Butler has gotten 10 points off of those. So Seton Hall has to like where they are, too, given that their best scorer, Clark, was coming off of a 31-point game. They'll like to see if he can get going a little bit now in the second half.
Yeah, just 2 points in that first half for a guy that's averaging 22 points a game in his last 5. So we'll see if he can get going. Well, coming up next, yesterday we saw 6 players ejected for the brawl between Providence and St. John's. And today we got some extra discipline handed down by the Big East.
In this game, no one's path to greatness is the same. Each season rewrites the story. Another chance to rise and redefine what's possible. This is where rubber meets the road, where every team hits the court at full charge. Because the drive to the top isn't given, it's earned.
This is why we love college basketball.
The journey to the Big East title begins now. Sponsored by Jeep, proud partner of the Big East Conference. Jeep, there's only one.
Old Trapper Beefs. Pack smash.
My peanut butter and jelly.
Ew.
Oh no.
Yeah, I guess my ham and cheese didn't make it.
Old Trapper, what's your beef?
Now that's a great view.
Yep.
Rewriting your resume till the cows come home? Introducing Indeed Career Scout. Get your resume tailored instantly.
Wake up, you spray tan troll.
What's up?
Nikki, you told me to roast you if you didn't wake up.
Okay, deal's a deal.
I guess that whole beauty sleep thing is a myth.
That's the best you can do.
You look great. For a corpse.
Okay, I'm up. Oh boy, I need something in me.
You mean besides lip filler?
Okay, that was actually pretty good.
I found that fancy restaurant you like on Open Table, but wear a bra this time.
You know I can return you, right?
Good thing you're too lazy.
You know me well.
Sarah Benzino, Brandon Coley, Jablonski Auto Body, LLC.
Yeah! Woo! What'd she call Harper?
Oh, you mean Jablonski Auto Body, LLC.
We actually sold the Twins naming rights.
You know, like stadiums do. Kids are so expensive these days. Here he comes.
Oasis Breeze Tan and Spa.
Yeah!
If you need a tan,
I'm your man. Could do business with you.
Or we can look at some investment options for you.
Works for us.
The right money moves aren't as absurd as you think.
Real strength isn't pushing through pain. It's treating it. When there's no pain, there's more gain. Advil Liquid Gel's target pain caused by inflammation for fast, strong relief. Advil, that's real strength.
All that you see within these four walls, the words you hear, are never to be repeated.
Better. I foster a lot of dogs. One time this Instacart shopper could tell I was really stressed out. 3 bottles of cleaner, food, paper towels, and then a slice of cake. She went out of her way to walk through it with me, which meant a lot. Instacart definitely makes everything feel less, which meant a lot. Instacart definitely makes everything feel less overwhelming.
Well, the Big East announced today that Providence's Duncan Powell has been suspended for 2 games in addition to the automatic 1-game suspension mandated by NCAA rules for fighting during Saturday's game against St. John's. Powell and 5 other players were ejected from the game. All right, let's get to some action from today. Illinois had lost 2 straight going against Indiana, trying to get back on the winning streak.
Yeah, Zvonimir Ivisic, nice little alley. Illinois looking good early.
This is the second half. Illinois up 14. David Mirkovic hits the jumper. He had a game-high 25 points. Illinois up 16. Final seconds here. Illinois up 18. Keaton Wagler throws it up. Circus shot. Take another look here.
That is crazy. Keaton Wagler, one of the best freshmen in the country. Illinois back in the win column.
Other Big Ten action. Maryland taking on Rutgers. Second half, Rutgers up 5.
Yeah, this is a Rutgers team that was desperate for a win. They've lost 7 games in a row heading into this one. That was Dylan Grand, and then Tariq Francis buries the 3. And Coach Peichel has to be pleased that 7-game streak has come to an end.
Utah taking on Cincinnati. Final minute here. Bearcats down 1 in transition. Baba Miller with the jam. Cincinnati with a 1-point lead. Less than 10 seconds left. Utah with a chance.
Yeah, they got the intentional miss. This would have tied it. No good. Cincinnati escapes.
4-point win for the Bearcats. South Florida taking on Florida Atlantic. This is an overtime. Bulls down 1. West Ennis knocks down the 3. South Florida up 2. Under 10 seconds left. Owls down 2. Carlisle. Oh, the miss. South Florida wins a close one in overtime, 83-81. AJ St-Matré got to clean up some messiness out there. We have a 1-point game in Indy. We'll get you back to the action after this.
Oh, man.
Ugh, parents.
Start planning your family fun in the ultimate playground at visitcalifornia.com.
At Marshall's, our buyers hustle 24/7, so you never have to compromise on quality or price. We're getting you a better deal because we believe that everyone deserves the good stuff.
Holy smokes! You don't look so good, boss.
Tell me about it. It's a real inferno down here, and I'm burnt out.
Here, try a Red Bull. It's devilishly good.
Red Bull? Oh, that tastes heavenly. Wait a minute. What's this?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Wings? Wings? I can't have wings. Not in my position.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Purina One. We switched and wow. From day one, its proven natural nutrition supports Charlie's strong immune system and Ginger's healthy heart.
Healthy differences today and for a lifetime. Purina One, a difference from day one.
Welcome.
Sometimes I feel like throw my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you.
We got it.
Yet another toothpaste that does not whiten.
Girl, this one works. Basic toothpaste stops at the top. Crest goes deeper to dissolve the bonds that hold stains to teeth for whiter teeth in one day. Crest.
The college basketball crown is back. An elite postseason tournament on Fox and FS1. Teams from the top conferences put it all on the line to rule the court. April 1st, live from Las Vegas. The college basketball crown on Fox and FS1. Buy tickets at vividseats.com.
To keep it running strong. This moment, these drivers, the machine under this hood, that's what lasts.
Engine protection for the lifetime of your vehicle. Pennzoil. Long may we drive. Available at your local AutoZone.
It's Seton Hall and Butler from Indianapolis tonight, and the visiting Pirates attacking in the early going, led by as many as 5. Bud Clark, their top scorer, was quiet. Didn't get on the board till the end of the first half.
Butler, though, had an 8-0 run late in the first half. They led by as many as 6. And at the half, it's a one-point game, a defensive battle or offensive struggle, depending on how you want to look at it. 24-23, Butler has the advantage. And here is some of the first half numbers with neither team shooting it all that well, especially from outside the arc, and making do with some injuries and trying to find the way to maybe get it going before we head into the Big East tournament. Certainly Seton Hall has that opportunity for an at-large. Kevin Lee along with Dickie Simpkins. Let's first talk about Butler with the advantage, doing it without one of the top players in the Big East, and Finley Bizjack. How are they staying in it?
Well, Ajayi has stepped up. He's scoring today. Last game he didn't provide much offense, but today he is getting it done. And it's a lot of attack in the paint, which they need to do. But here, showing the rare three-point shot making that he provides, that was a bonus. But just being strong in the paint, carrying his team offensively, and basically carrying him on his back. Already halfway to a double-double like he averages.
He's got 15 of them on the season, second in the nation. Butler has the ball to start the second half, and an immediate whistle, bump out on the perimeter.
And Seton Hall has been able to function offensively with Clark not having a productive first half offensive, only making one shot towards the end. But they've been able to function because they've had contribution off the bench. Seton Hall with 11 points off the bench, mainly for the freshman Hines, the big fella, and the second-year player Parker have stepped up.
It was not a foul. The shot clock was not operating properly, so that is set. And now we're ready to go to begin the second half. Tight throughout, second meeting this season. Butler won at Seton Hall the first time around, but are missing many key players from that matchup, including the second leading scorer in the Big East in Finley Bizjack, day-to-day with a wrist injury, and now a defensive stand from Seton Hall. That is their calling card, and they force a shot clock violation.
Very good defense by the Pirates, scrambling around, being physical, getting their hands on the ball, forcing them to have a shot clock, forcing Butler to have a shot clock violation.
Let's see what Bud Clark can do. Didn't score until the final seconds of the first half. Will immediately trigger one and miss. And Butler in transition. Traore gets wrapped up. It went in. I don't think that's going to count. It's going to be Butler still asking for it, but a foul before the shot, and 2 free throws. Are they counting it? It is counting.
Yeah, they count that. They counted that bucket right there. I saw Tommy Morrissey with his 2 fingers holding his arm, saying that was 2 for the potential chance for 3.
Second foul to Juan Simpkins. Free throw is no good for Johan Traore. Butler up by 3. Early in the second half at 26-23, an historic Hinkle Fieldhouse since 1928. At one point, this was the largest facility in the country until about 1950. Fisher, nice toss, won't go. Rebounded by the freshman Oliagu Elabor. On the way to the basket, Kaiser is fouled, and that's on Clark, and that is his 3rd.
The Bulldogs taking advantage of attacking Clark, trying to use their size advantage to put him in a deficit and continue to get him into foul trouble. Coach Holloway is going to continue to leave him on the court, trust that the veteran player won't get a 4th foul.
Clark is exceptionally quick, but he's just 5'10", 165 pounds. Ajayi with a face-up jumper. He's got 13.
Excellent execution on the BOB, baseline out of bounds. They got Ajayi in an isolation on the elbow. Good footwork, good face-up, good poise, and knocking it down.
Clark turns it over. Ajayi will attack him and score with the left hand. Not much Clark could do there with the 3 fouls.
And that's what you want to do. You see the smaller Clark back on defense. You know he has 3 fouls. You attack him.
Biggest lead of the game for either team. Butler, 30-23. Seton Hall needs a timeout. Ajayi face up with the jumper there to get the second half started. And now on the attack and the finish, and the Bulldogs have some momentum.
put that jersey on, something comes over you.
Welcome to the World Baseball Classic. Here in charge, Bryce Harper. Absolute madness. The best against the best.
We need to get comfortable with breaking barriers. Women's basketball was never televised when I was growing up. Now we have social media.
People want to be a part of it.
For three, makes it in!
We bought something they hadn't seen.
The way the game was played exploded.
38-0. That is what your goals and dreams are.
Every sport deserves a moment like this.
All that you see within these four walls, the words you hear, are never to be repeated.
Abigail, he is an abomination and no son of mine.
He will never acknowledge me or the children.
Hell is empty. All the devil's in here.
I'm gonna change your world. That's gonna be interesting. Let's go. I love to root for great. Yeah. I want to watch history. Ooh. You want to root for the underdog. Good luck with that. In sports, people hate what they fear. They hate the Cowboys. They hate LeBron. I've got a lot of haters. Truth hurts sometimes. I'm controversial when I don't even mean to be. It doesn't matter how many times I'm right. You'll still argue with me. This is The Herd.
Keaton Wagler in 8th ranked Illinois.
How about this kid?
Take on UCLA.
What a champ!
Saturday at 7 Eastern on Fox Primetime Hoops.
Big East basketball is sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. Seton Hall scored the final 5 the first half to get it to within 1, but we start the second half with 6 consecutive Butler points. And Dickie, they have taken some control on the home courts.
Michael Ajayi, the 6'7" forward transfer from Gonzaga, just making plays, but right there his teammate, but he's attacking the basket, finishing with the left hand. And right here, the isolation with the jab step that creates space for him to knock that shot down.
And Ajayi's up to basically his per-game average, 15 points on just 9 shots from the field. He's 5 of 9. He's hit his only 3, 4 of 5 free throws, and he has 5 rebounds. He averages 11 a game, so nearing double-double number 16 on the season. And he is even with his teammates on the scoring board here tonight.
That was the Ajayi they needed in the UConn game.
And a turnover. Kaiser on the attack. Nice reverse, won't go. Ajayi tries to follow it out of bounds. Last touch by Seton Hall. Oliago Elabor nearly got it to go. Then Ajayi nearly got it back. But the Bulldogs will keep it. Let's watch this again.
Well, one thing the coaches for the Bulldogs always say, when they talk about Ajayi, they talk about him being the hardest playing kid on the court. See him diving on the floor, keeping the ball alive, helping to keep the possession for his Bulldogs.
20 to shoot for Butler. Let's try Ajayi getting on the block a little bit, backing his way down. Here comes the double. He'll still go up. Miss with the toss. Tap back up. Won't go. And now rebound by Seton Hall's Elijah Fisher. Clark trying to use that speed. He'll fade away and get his second basket of the night.
Now Clark coming out in the second half. I'm sure Coach Holloway told him at halftime, we need you to be aggressive offensively. He was more passive in the first half. Now you see him using his speed and quickness to do what he does offensively in his scoring.
He's hobbling a little bit there. Playing also with 3 fouls, by the way. Traore down on the block, up top to the sharp shooting Haywood. Misses and rebounded again by Fisher. Thought about a 1-on-4. Hand off, gets it back. Stutter step, in trouble. Can't save it, turnover.
So you see Clark right here. He's a very effective offensive player, creating a shot, but mainly using his speed. Look at the speed, the quickness, and the bump. That was the bump to create the space, especially when he's being defended by a bigger guard.
They will need him to get it going. And coming from behind is nothing new from Seton Hall. That has been their mantra all season long. Three ball up top, no good for Oliagu Elabor. And here comes Simpson, who can also attack.
And he's been quiet also since he scored a couple of buckets at the beginning of the game.
Hines was a factor in the first half off the bench. The freshman kicks it back out. Still time to shoot for Simpkins. Skipping a pass for Fisher. He'll go to work on a Jai, get it to go off the right-hand glass, and a chance at a three-point play.
Fisher has always been known as a versatile scorer, but right here in the mid-post is the area he operates at best. Facing up, attacking the defender. This is a kid that was at Texas Tech, transferred to DePaul. He was a scorer at DePaul. He can put the ball in the basket.
That's 3 fouls on Michael Ajayi, so that is notable for Butler. Free throw won't go. Ajayi will stay in the game, and he will bring it ahead as the point forward. Butler very much short-handed in that department. Ajayi in his first three, misses this one. Kaiser had a chance at it and will get a tie-up going over the top of Simpkins. It will be Seton Hall basketball after the timeout. Three-point game. Butler is in front at Hinkle tonight.
Welcome to the World Baseball Classic.
Aaron Judge,
Bryce Harper.
Absolute madness. The best against the best.
Running a successful delivery company has taught me something. You're only as good as your tools. We have AT&T Business, and that's why we're the best.
We're here.
You're where? There's nothing here.
Just trust the connection. We're in the right spot.
What? You guys are early.
Yeah.
I like that.
Get your signature there.
Sure. You guys thirsty? I just made some lemonade.
It's really warm in here. Like a good warm. You know, my phone still works down here. It's crazy.
The pace of today's economy can leave business owners feeling overwhelmed and outdone.
Outdone? Not with the most powerful QuickBooks ever on the Intuit platform. With a team of AI agents who tackle jobs for you.
Morning, payroll's ready.
Discover new leads.
And trusted experts.
I can help you with that.
That's great. Who solve problems with you.
With the right team and the right tools, they can outdo anything that's holding their business back.
Outdo it with Intuit QuickBooks.
Great drive fuels the leaders of tomorrow and today. Great vision paves the way for a brighter future. Great ambition goes places, moving onward and upward. Great empathy finds strength in kindness and in each other, working together to create something bigger than they ever imagined. Great minds can change the world, and great minds start at Seton Hall.
Welcome to basketball country.
Fox Primetime Hoops.
We got one for you tonight.
Saturday night is game night. Different energy. Where teams learn what they're made of.
He is electrifying.
And players find out if they're built for the moment. Illinois, UCLA. Saturday at 7 Eastern on Fox.
It's Seton Hall and Butler from historic Hinkle Fieldhouse tonight, and the Pirates have had some pretty good memories. This is where they finished off the NIT championship a couple of years ago. So they've won 6 of their last 8 games here, not all of them against the Bulldogs. It's a real highlight for Shaheen Holloway's team, trying to get them in to the NCAA tournament this season. Down at the half tonight by just 1, but the second half is where they make things happen.
Yeah, Coach Holloway talked about that when we talked to him yesterday. He wants to be more than a second half team. Like, why not get ahead of things at the beginning? But he's done an excellent job coaching at his alma mater. He's bringing his competitive spirit. his toughness. He energizes these guys, and you better be able to compete. You better have the competitive mentality if you're going to play for Coach Holloway.
What a run he had with St. Peter's, getting them to the Elite Eight back in 22, beating Kentucky, Murray State, and Purdue, and took North Carolina, beating them to end their run. It's a one-point game now as Seton McCray scores. And Butler has missed their last 6 shots.
Very good execution by the Pirates right there. Nice and smooth, easy. Created Seton McCray an easy shot coming off that curl.
Yame Butler initiates the offense for the Bulldogs. Kaiser's pass is deflected. They'll have 11 to shoot.
And so you see right out of the timeout, you look at the Pirates, Seton McCray just coming off that good screen by Fisher, that curl, and look at the delivery. On time, on target, where he can go straight up into his jump shot. That is complete execution.
Deflected, and we're down to 5 to shoot.
And that is, if you're the Pirates, that's the type of execution you need to have so you can get easier attempts.
2, Ajayi fades and hits. Big basket for the Bulldogs.
One of Ajayi's strengths is his mid-range game.
And Simpkins is going to get a chance at a three-point play. He attacks in transition, kisses it off the glass.
Hey, that right there looked like another Simpkins I knew back in the day. That was a nice move right there. I like it. You know, but you see Ajayi right there with the mid-range. But look how quick Tawan Simpkins is attacking. Sees the open court, attacks the body and finishes. This is a kid with a twin brother, Takai Simpkins, that plays at Oregon. You know, the funny thing, Kevin, I was talking to Tawan Simpkins for the game. He said, you know, the funniest thing, when I was in middle school, he said middle school, or when he was in elementary school, he said, I used to look at you at the Bulls or look at you up, and I would tell people you were my uncle. When he's making shots like that, I'll be his uncle today.
You're going to claim him. And by the way, the twins played together previously at Elon and Northwest Florida State, have kind of ventured off into their own. We are tied here.
I want to say hello to Tawan Simpkins' parents. I got to say hello to the other Simpkinses out there.
Seton McCray just picked up his 3rd foul. That's becoming an issue for both teams. Seton Hall, by the way, has not led since 16-15, and they got a chance here on the turnover. The Speedy Clark ahead to Simpkins, and can do it from the free throw line. Butler thought he got enough ball, but Yame Butler will pick up his 3rd.
And that's where the Pirates' offensive energy has been. Defensively creating an offense, but the dynamic duo of Clark and Simpkins have been the power to the Pirates' offense in the last couple of games.
Seeing that again, I'm not sure if Butler was disappointed with the foul call. Maybe he was disappointed with something else, because he clearly got all armed on that play.
There was no dispute right there.
Yeah. By the way, Simpkins' brother had 22 yesterday for Oregon, and he just got the second half of a pair of free throws. And Seton Hall is on a 10-2 run, leading for the first time since there was 6:10 to play in the first half at 16-15.
Well, Tawan Simpkins and his brother Takai have been very good transfer portal investments.
Butler into the corner. 3-ball there for Jackson. Keith is good for the Bulldogs. The freshman averages 2 a game. He'd hit just 2 threes all season, and he got one here to put Butler back in front. Fadeaway won't go for Clark. Over the top of the crowd. Kaiser snares it for Butler. Keith just hit a 3. He'll try another. Not that time.
I like it. The heat check. I like it.
So you mentioned the transfer portals. Let's look at Dickey's top transfers this year, because that's the only way you're going to succeed in today's college basketball.
Well, this is the free agency of college basketball. Salas is killing it at UConn, running that team. Dylan Mitchell has stepped up as a point forward for Coach Pitino. We're seeing Ajayi here. Sellers, a scoring big guard, and KJ Lewis, the transfer from Arizona, just high intensity down there for Coach Cooley at Georgetown. I mean, obviously you have to go into the transfer portal. You want to make sure you make the best investments. Those guys are very good investments.
Twan Simpkins picked up his third foul before the inbound. Butler cannot convert, and here comes Seton Hall with a chance to tie or take the lead back again. Down by 2. Clark has been quiet. Over Jones, no. Chance of the offensive rebound for Hines, but the Bulldogs have it. Kaiser will attack. Remember, Clark has 3 fouls. Fadeaway won't go. And Simpkins coming the other way. He'll weave his way through traffic. No, Ajayi with a rebound as he gets closer to that double-double.
And a little bit more up-tempo intensity possessions right there by both teams. Empty possessions, and now Butler slowing it down.
Inside 10 to shoot. Kaiser hangs and hits. 3-point opportunity coming for Jamie Kaiser Jr.
That foul is on Clark. If that foul is on Clark, that's going to be trouble for Coach Holloway.
It is, and it's number 4. Little shove on the hip.
And if you're Clark, you can't afford to get a 4th foul like that. You're already beat. Kaiser had you beat. Don't get an easy foul like that. And now you have to go sit on the bench for a while with 4 fouls.
Free throw for Kaiser is good to complete the 3-point play. The positive for Seton Hall is that Trey Parker was in the game when they turned things around midway through the first half. He had really good minutes in the first half, and he's back in now with the ball.
Absolutely. Without a good part of the game, you're absolutely right. Parker stepped in. With Clark being on the bench, it was very productive. Offensive efficiency.
Williams hands it off. Hines to the basket. A chance at a 3-point play here.
And that was just a solid, old-fashioned ball screen, pick and roll by the big fella. Mike Williams just coming into the paint, seeing the pocket pass. And Hines, they love featuring Hines. And I believe, Kevin, it's
4 on Jones. So both teams have a key player. Jones not as important as Clark, but still, he's the big man. He's 6'11", 250, and averages 5 rebounds per game and is a defensive factor, and he has to go to the side. Free throw, no good. 3-point Butler lead. And free throws have not gone well for the Pirates. They've missed 8 of 12 so far in this game. Butler working on Parker. Weaving through, hands it off inside for Traore. Headed back for more free throws. And Hines picks up that foul, and I think that's his 3rd.
Well, you saw that possession right there.
Check that, that's Parker. So that's better news. That's just his 2nd.
You've seen it's been a committee. It's been a point guard, or AKA lead guard committee for Butler right there in that possession. Yame, Butler, running the offense, finding his teammate. I mean, you're talking about guys having to adjust and rotate in their responsibilities as a point guard.
And here is the foul concern for both teams. Key people both ways. Ajayi has 3 for Butler to go along with Jones 4. 1 of 2 free throws are good for Traore. 4-point game. 8 minutes into the second half here at Hinkle Fieldhouse, and a turnover. Kaiser trying to go 1-on-2, scoops, saves it, but to the Pirates. This one has been getting a little bit sloppy, but Parker is able to corral it and score in transition to cut it to 2.
The Pirates were very fortunate right there in that possession.
Kaiser triple out of the corner hits.
Kaiser, 34% 3-point shooter for the season. 3-ball corner pocket. He was ready. look good. Teammates finding him in transition.
His first triple tonight, he's got 6, and now the Bulldogs' first turnover as Evan Haywood steps in to the passing lane. And this will take us to the timeout. Back and forth we go. Defense is the name of the game tonight. Which team will get it going offensively to finish it off in the Big East in Indianapolis?
So I've heard Fisher Investments is a fiduciary.
Yes, we always put clients first, even if that means a little straight talk.
Like what?
We tell our clients what they need to hear, like if their lifestyle might lead them to outlive their money.
We'd want to know that.
Other times, we keep clients from making big investment mistakes that can impact their future.
We'd want to know that too.
At Fisher, we use a disciplined approach, keeping you on track for a comfortable retirement. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
We treat our pets like we treat ourselves. You brush, they chew. You squat, they spring. Healthy routines for you, healthy routines for them. Greenies make health a treat.
This isn't us saying we make an EV. This is us saying we make an EV worthy of being a Lexus. The all-electric RZ. Because the greatest measure of an automobile is how it makes you feel.
The way the game was played exploded.
People want to be a part of it. Every sport deserves a moment like this.
Japanese knife set for just 75 cents.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56.
And today, new users get a $50 bonus credit. Go to DealDash.com right now for huge savings.
And free shipping from our U.S. warehouses.
Cross-state rivals tip it off on Fox College Hoops Friday. We'll stay in Indiana with Brayton Smith leading 13th ranked Purdue in a Big Ten battle against Indiana. Friday night at 8 Eastern, only on Fox from West Lafayette. All right, let's take a trip, Dickie, now around the nation, and what have we seen that stands out so far this week?
Well, you know, Wisconsin has been stepping up lately, knocked off a very good Illinois team and a Michigan State team. That Illinois team has one of the better freshmen in the country, and Keaton Wagner, and then my guy, Travis, Coach Travis at Miami, Ohio, he's handling his business. I'm so happy for him. They are still undefeated, chipping away, making a big case for the tournament. They're going to get in the tournament, and they're going to knock some teams off. And then that Iowa State team has just been fantastic all season long, coming in there and, you know, knocking off Kansas State. Darren Peterson ended up playing, but he wasn't able to get good fortune for Kansas in that game.
Both teams here need a little bit of work to get in the tournament. Seton Hall is still very much in the conversation. Usually in the second 4 out is where we're seeing them listed at this point. Butler's going to have to make a run in the Big East tournament with the way things have gone. They've been hit hard by injuries here in the last month plus. Playing without Finley Bizjack in this game tonight, but leading. But now it's down to a 2-point game with the 3 ball out of the corner by Mike Williams.
The Pirates are going to have to just show that resilience, that toughness, to be able to fight through and get a win today, make the NCAA really think about having them in the tournament. It's going to come from that mental toughness that Coach Holloway pushes on to his teammates, his players.
Haywood will trigger one up and hit from the right side. He is a good shooter, and that's mostly what he does. He matched his career high with 4 against UConn on Wednesday and hits a big one here in the second half tonight. Hines down low, won't go. Rebound on the baseline, tiptoeing. Jackson Keith keeps it in bounds. And a long lead pass and a 2-hand slam by Johan Trehor.
And that comes from having full court vision. Taking on the responsibility of being the lead guard, having to shift your mentality from a scorer to also a playmaker. And they have the Hinkle Fieldhouse erupting right now.
Matches the biggest lead of the game at 7, and now they get a stop. Parker almost got it to go. Trehor is there for the rebound. Butler can go up by a game-high 9 or potentially double figures. And remember, they're getting this done with Ajayi sitting on the side. He is one of several dealing with foul trouble. He'll check in and again in a moment. That is erased at the rim. The fourth block of the game for Najai Hines as bodies go flying. Foul on Butler at the other end.
And right here, OMG. Just the vision. Look at Yame Butler. A nice outlet pass. Right on the money for the touchdown. And playing above the rim. Traore finishing it. Igniting this Hinkle Fieldhouse crowd. And look at him giving you the goggles. He said, I can take on the lead guard, point guard responsibilities today.
But Butler just picked up his fourth foul. 4 on Yame Butler. So the Bulldogs make some changes, and Ajayi is back in the game. 7-point Butler lead at home against Seton Hall. 47-40. Seton McRae misses the jumper, but is fouled. It's on Evan Haywood. 6 on the Bulldogs. This is a 2-shot foul, though. Matt Mott has been sitting on 499 wins for about 3 weeks now, so he'd like to get that over with. I hope they haven't been carrying around hats and T-shirts for the occasion.
499 bills on the wall. Isn't that how the song goes? Hey, you hate when you're right there and it takes a while to get it. You just want to get to that 100 mark and you're sitting there for a while.
They played really well against UConn the other day. Lost in double overtime at Providence. At Georgetown here, had a chance in that game. So there have been some opportunities. The injury bug has hit, but they have been very feisty tonight. As one of those that's been getting an opportunity, he likely would have been the fourth point guard. Ifeosa Oliogu-Elabor gets fouled in the backcourt by Williams. So the 6'6" freshman from Markham near Toronto, Ontario, Canada. That's the foul line.
Well, Coach Mata talked about it today to you and I, Kev, about how this team, even though they've had the injury bug, even though they've lost some close games, they don't feel sorry for themselves. They have come together. He said the energy, the mindset, the practices, everything has been at high level, and they have been able to fight through what's all that's been going on.
Free throw missed. Seton Hall has it, down 5. Steps back for Seton McRae is good.
Seton McRae right there. That's his bread and butter, that nice attack, using his shoulder a little bit, not getting an offensive foul, but creating that space. That mid-range jumper is his game.
He's got 10 now. Seton Hall had some control in the first half, leading by as many as 5. Butler was up by 1 at the half. Struggling to get into the offense here. It ends up with Haywood in the corner. Oliogu-Elabor will miss. And it's rebounded by Payne for the Pirates. They can cut it to 1 or tie it with a triple. Out of the corner, it is a tie game. Mike Williams hits it.
And that doesn't happen if they don't get the stop defensively, but Clark having the mindset, let me push the pace, the tempo, and the vision to hit the corner open 3.
7 unanswered by the Hall. And Ajayi will try to take it himself. That was deflected. Staying with it is Traore for the putback.
Well, you have to like the fact that Ajayi is attacking the rim with ill-will intentions, being aggressive.
It was a pretty impressive denial by the Pirates.
It was. I mean, they are known for their defensive intensity, and that's what creates offense for them.
But Clark has only 4, and he has 4 fouls. He sets up Seton McRae with another 3, and the Pirates are in front by 1.
And this is what I love when point guards, as in Clark, has an awareness that Seton McRae is on fire. He's knocking down shots, and he goes right back to him to get another shot. I love when guys, teams, and players recognize who's hot.
Seton McRae has 9 of his 13 in the second half. Clark may only have 4 points, but he does have 5 assists. Ajayi is fouled at the foul line as we head to the break. Seton Hall has been down by 9 not that long ago, but they've got the advantage now.
Well, a team that only shoots 31% from the 3, they're finding their rhythm right now. It's all about led by Clark, knocking down the shots, up by 1.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Twice yearly PrEP is here. One office visit every 6 months. 2 times a year for HIV prevention. That's 1-2 PrEP. That's Yes2Go. Yes2Go is an injectable prescription medicine that helps to protect against HIV through sex. 1 office visit every 6 months. 1 during your winter glam, and 1 during your summer glow. 1 during your winter time, and 1 during your summer shine. You must be HIV negative to receive Yes2Go and get tested for HIV before each injection. If you think you were exposed to HIV or have flu-like symptoms, tell your healthcare provider right away. HIV testing may be needed. Yes2Go does not prevent other sexually transmitted infections. Practice safer sex and get Yes2Go as scheduled. Missing doses increases your chance of getting HIV. Tell your provider about your medical conditions if you are pregnant or plan to be, and all the medicines and supplements you take, as Yes2Go may affect some medicines. The most common side effects are injection site reactions, headache, and nausea. Rare serious injection site reactions can occur, so tell your provider about any side effects. 99.9% of people stayed HIV negative. Ask a healthcare provider if Yes2Go is right for you. 1-2 PrEP.
Like a relentless weed, moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms can keep coming back. Break away to what's possible with Tremfya. With rapid remission at 12 weeks and fewer bowel movements and less abdominal pain at 4 weeks. Most patients achieve remission at 1 year, and some patients saw visible healing of the intestinal lining. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Backed by over 15 years of clinical research. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today.
What makes Marco's Specialty Pizzas so special? They're specially crafted with premium toppings. From garlic parmesan white sauce to 4 high-quality meats to 1 loaded with everything. To this and this. Oh, and this. Phew, got them all. Upgrade your next pizza night with $3 off all Marco's Specialty Pizzas.
The NASCAR Cup Series heads to Atlanta, where the peaches are sweet and donuts are sweeter. Coverage begins next Sunday at 2 Eastern on Fox.
Kevin Lee and Dickie Simpkins at Butler with Seton Hall now up by 1 thanks to a 10-2 run.
Why not that right time now to make three-point shots? Seton Hall was only 1 for 10 in the first half. And Seton McCray is getting it going in the second half. 9 of his 13 points coming down this stretch, lifting his team to this 1-point lead. The Pirates are 3 for 3 from 3 in this second half. They make 4 a game. They only shoot 31%, but they're hitting them at the right time, Kevin, and it's because of Seton McCray getting it going. But he's getting it going because his teammate Clark is finding his teammates creating opportunities.
Seton Hall is up to 48% shooting overall in the game. Butler is in it despite hitting only 33% of their shots. Butler has been more efficient at the foul line. At least have been more effective. They are now 11 of 17. Seton Hall is just 6 of 14 from the foul line.
Yeah, it's been a struggle. A lot of spurts in this game putting the ball in the basket. Coach Holloway talked about that to us, about how they have these segments where they can't get a bucket, and so they're trying to use their defense to create offensive opportunities.
The free throws are good by Michael Ajayi. He has 19 points, 8 rebounds in this game. And it is a 1-point Butler lead. Clark. Into the Seton McCray. He's been the guy here in the second half. Going to work on Kaiser. Double comes over. More free throws are coming.
I love it. I love it. They're going to the hot hand. I mean, this is a guy that's coming off their last game with 18 points. I mean, he's a known catch-and-shoot 3 player. Right there, they put him in an isolation. He used his ability to post up and draw the foul.
So Seton McCray goes to the foul line. Let's talk about Seton Hall's prospects to make it into the tournament. It's the 4th Big East team, and they're right there, along with Creighton. They've got the one quad 1 win so far this season, and they're still going to have another good opportunity coming up soon because they've got still UConn to come.
Well, obviously, the easy answer is win all the rest of your games, and that says what it needs to say, but we know that's not as easy as said. They do have to get another big win. They have a UConn and a St. John's game down the road, and I do feel like they need to get into the Big East tournament and make a statement also to make a case to be that 4th team for the Big East in the NCAA tournament.
Game tied as Traore fumbles it, but it's last touched by Payne out of bounds. So Butler will keep it. Here's a look at the resume and some of their key wins. Loss to Butler on the home floor, along with Creighton and DePaul. Here's Haywood in close. No. Rebound is loose, picked up by the Hall. As we hit the 6-minute mark, Clark gets down low, and it's a turnover.
That's the right decision. It's the right decision. Clark sharing the ball. He got deep. He flipped it back to the big. The big has to handle. He has to handle those passes.
Butler wants to attack Clark, playing with those 4 fouls. Up top, 3 is short for Haywood. And it's chased down in the corner. The Pirates have it.
A lot of this game hasn't been the prettiest moments, but that's what you get when you have some teams just scratching and clawing to come up with a win and kind of continue to build some momentum as they come down the last stretch of the Big East Conference season.
These teams are fighting for their life at this point. As Seton McCray forces one up again. He's got 11 of his 15 here in the second half, and Seton Hall is in front again.
And that was just small man strength right there. The transfer from Miami continuing to show his offensive power right there, just attacking the basket.
Down 2, let's see what Ajayi has for the answer. He's got 19, step back, that is smooth. Over Jacob Dar checked in, 6'7" senior, 21 for Ajayi, game tied at 23, that's his 6th 20-point game of the season.
Well, that's the luxury Coach Mata has. Give the ball to one of your best players, let him go to work. Don't need to drop a play, let him go ISO.
Seton McCray, shot fake, lets it go, 19 for A.J. Seton McCray, his second 3 of the night, and the Hall is back in front.
And that's what he is, a 3-point shooter. 3-point shooter has got his rhythm going, catch and shoot, and knocking it down off the bounce.
Timeout Butler as we head down the stretch. A.J. Seton McCray is doing it from the inside and doing it from the outside. He's on fire in the second half here today at Hinkle.
Meet IndyCar champ Joseph Newgarden. His neighbors would say he's perfect, but killers often hide in plain sight. See, Joseph once ripped a man's heart out on live TV. His pulse never got above 85. So if you ever do meet Joseph Newgarden, pray to God you meet him here and not here. You want to catch Joseph Newgarden? Welcome to the fastest racing on Earth.
Freedom, that's a cheap thing. Free-range parenting, saying it'll dry. Jeep things. An American saving another American's tail, unlimited headroom, 4-legged legroom, all Jeep things. Making a Jeep vehicle for only people with cash like him, not a Jeep thing. So we're bringing you more Jeep things this year, because Jeep things should be everyone's thing.
The new well-equipped 2026 Jeep Grand Wagoneer, now starting under $66,000 MSRP. Arriving in dealerships now.
Okay, the plumber's fixing that burst pipe. We should be all set.
Good thing you're protected 24/7 with your home and auto bundle from Progressive.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out the right caption to post about this.
Maybe something like, I have protection, just need a lifeguard.
What about that emoji with a shocked face?
Or maybe flooded with emotion.
That's too much. Try Tuesdays are cray.
You know, technically, you don't have to post everything that happens online.
I totally believe you.
Life is meaningless without affirmation, am I right?
New York City, world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden, the home of the Big East tournament.
You guys have a chance to be part of the greatness.
Are you telling me there's no magic in this house tonight?
The best basketball conference in the country, bar none. That's why we came here.
Braden Smith leads Purdue against rival Indiana. Fox College Hoops Friday tips off at 8 Eastern.
We got a big-time Big 12 matchup coming up on FS1. Olivia Miles coming off her career-high 40-point game against Baylor on Thursday. Leads TCU as they host number 19 West Virginia. That game will start over on FS2. Kevin and Dickie, back to you.
Thank you, Allison. It looks like we're headed to a fantastic finish. A little bit sluggish offensively in the first half, and it's starting to heat up. And tonight's Above and Beyond is sponsored by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. We got a really good candidate here in the last few minutes.
Well, Seton McCray is getting it done. In order for the Pirates to be able to be successful and win, this above and beyond has to be Seton McCray. He has to make shots for them to be successful, and that is what he's doing now. He is carrying this Pirates team in the second half. He has 15 of his 19 in the second half, and he has accumulated 13 of Seton Hall's last 16 points. Can we say he's carrying this team on his back?
Very much so, and picking up for an off night for Bud Clark. It's the most points for Seton McCray since late November when he scored 20 against Washington State. 22 is his season high against NC State. What does Butler have for an answer now? Down 3. They will fumble it out of bounds through the hands of Yame Butler.
Unforced turnover right there. I can tell you right now, Butler can't afford to have unforced turnovers. They have to take care of the ball. I talked about that in the keys. Shares the ball versus Seton Hall's pressure.
They had 4 turnovers in the first half. This is the 4th turnover in the second half for the Bulldogs. Here's the heat check. Seton McCray won't get that one to go. That was still a good, clean look, though. And Butler back at it within 3.
You still have to find a way to get the ball to Jaya in the elbow areas like that so he can get his isolation going.
Working on Williams, turns, flat on the jumper, chases it down. He saved it to a teammate, and it leads to a quick pass down low, and free throws are coming up. Great hustle by Ajayi, and to find a teammate to keep the play alive.
Well, Kevin, there's several things happening in this possession that I'm impressed with. Ajayi, the hardest working player out there on the court, or one of them, hustling to get it back. But most importantly, you see the hustle, the save to Yame Butler. And Yame Butler has done an unbelievable job today as a lead point guard. He has 7 assists. But that pass right there, the no-look vision to get it, pinpointed needle thread to his teammate. Impressive.
What's up? Traore is struggling from the line. He's now 2 of 7. And it is another double-double, 16 of them for Ajayi with those 21 points. He also has 10 rebounds now. Traore splits the 2 free throws. It is a 2-point game with under 3.5 to go. 56-54.
And this is a game right here with it's a dig down, resilience, mental toughness, gut check game for both teams.
Williams leaves it inside for Payne. He's going to get free throws. Butler's defender down low. Jackson Keith thinks he had both hands straight in the air.
Well, it was a good pass by Mike Williams. That left hand, that left hand. He had his right hand straight up. He tried to play the left hand on the ball, but got a little body, got a little arm.
Stephon Payne has been quiet. He does have 5 rebounds, but has not scored. He's 0 for 3 from the foul line. He has been a factor at times this season. Second free throw also strong, and Ajayi is stronger than everyone else to get the rebound.
Well, that foul ended up paying off. Not Hack-a-Shack, Hack-a-Payne, it paid off for them right there. Butler escapes that with Seton Hall not scoring from the free throw.
These two teams are barely above 50%, 20 of 38 combined. If Butler turns it over, this could be an easier win for Williams, and he lays it in to put the Pirates up by 4.
And sometimes that's where you have the unfortunate turnovers, and you have to find a balance if your Butler got too deep right there.
Who can pick up the slack? No Finley Bizjack. 2 other top point guards not available for the rest of the season. You know they want Ajayi to try to do it. His putback won't go. And a big stop for the Pirates.
Right here, we're in the 5th quarter game. 2 minutes, approaching the 2-minute mark. And Clark is just trying to find an opportunity to make a play for a teammate or himself.
Creates, misses the jumper. Kaiser had it for a moment. Payne got it, but he was standing on the baseline. It's Butler basketball.
And you know, these shots Clark is missing, these are all shots that he makes on a consistent basis.
Yeah,
he gets into his mid-range area, that elbow area, he knocks it down. Again, coming off a game where he had 31 points, 8 assists, 1 turnover. You know how hard that is to have that type of offensive efficiency and only turn the ball over 1 time?
1:45 left. Ajayi thought about the threes, instead going to attack. He's in a little bit of trouble. Finds Kaiser to the basket, and he will force his way inside and hit to get it to a 2-point game.
And Kaiser right there being a very good cutter, finding the seams, watching Ajayi, saw he was getting double team, found the seam to slash to the basket and get a bucket.
Kaiser has 8. Seton Hall with the ball, up 2. Here's their guy, and a great hook pass, but Payne couldn't hang on to it. He had an easy dunk. Seton Hall maintains the possession, though. They've got to go quick. 5, Clark, oh, what a move. Payne off the glass, it hits. But Clark has been quiet, but just hit a big one right here. Inside a minute to put the Hall up by 4.
Big shot taker, big shot maker. Bud Clark stepping up. And you see Coach Holloway right here. You see how fast Coach Holloway comes out. He's intense teaching his team. He's pointing out what has to happen. And look at that pass. Unfortunately, the ball slipping out of Payne's hand. But Clark coming in, and I'm telling you, this is why the young fella, the short guard, undersized, but plays big in big-time moments with that shot off the glass.
He played at Merrimack for the last 2 years. When he was in high school, he committed to play for Juan Dixon at Coppin State, and then they parted ways, and he had a big high school tournament and got the opportunity to go to Merrimack. Didn't have a lot of other offers, just wanted to be a Division I player. Clearly proved that, averaged 20 points a game last year, and now he comes up to a higher level and has proven himself in the Big East.
Well, he might not have the size and stature, but he has the size and heart, competitive toughness, desire, and that's what Coach Holloway likes. You saw Coach Holloway out there, the rapport, the temperament he has for today's players. So connected.
You saw one of the keys and the challenges for Butler. Finley Bizjack out with a wrist injury. Day to day there, hoping he is back for their next game. 40 seconds left to play. That is erased by Payne. 4-point game. Only 6 between the shot and the game clock, so Butler will foul.
You know the Pirates' bread and butter is their defense. Their defense on the ball, and then their backline defense. Payne with the block shot. He's one of their rim protectors. This is a team that averages 5 blocks a game, and right there, no better time for a big-time block right here in the critical of the game.
Now, Stephon Payne may be quiet on the offensive end so far tonight, but that's the biggest play as we have had on Yame Butler. 12 blocks, by the way, for the Pirates so far. And then at the other end, Butler committed the foul. They had to stop the clock, but that was his 5th, so he is out of the game. Everybody getting more minutes and has to contribute more with the injuries, not only to Bizjack, but also Jalen Jackson, who hasn't played most of the season, and Xavier Robinson has been out for the last couple of weeks. He's going to have wrist surgery soon, but won't be able to come back this season.
Again, you see Bizjack sitting on the bench right there. They could use that close to 18 points a game. But right there in that possession, let me go back to Payne for Seton Hall. When you're talking about investing in the transfer portal, those are the type of things you're looking at. The fact that he can come up with big-time blocks on the stretch. Payne, who they got from Jacksonville.
Clark hits big free throws. He's got 8, 4 of them here in crunch time. Running hook for Kaiser won't go. Rebound putback won't go. Keith thinks about a three. That won't go. And now Seton Hall clears the rebound, and they can finish this one out. Foul with under 10 seconds left, but 6 is likely going to be too much to overcome. Still technically a 2-possession game, so 1 free throw can seal it here.
And again, you see Coach Holloway.
Yeah, he's looking ahead at this point. Got DePaul coming up, Georgetown. That game is 6th-ranked UConn. Free throw does not fully seal it. I mentioned Butler plays Wednesday at Georgetown, hoping to have Bizjack back for that game as well. We'll see a lot of the Bulldogs here on FS1 coming up. Second free throw is good, so it's now a 3-possession game, so only the final score to still be determined. 3 ball will not go for Oliago Elibor, and time will expire. Seton Hall survives, down by as many as 9 in this game, but they have a strong finish to pull
I
away.
would just call that Seton Hall Pirates getting it out of the mud. Defense, intensity, gut check, get out the mud, win.
This was a fun one tonight, a little bit difficult at times, but our final is a win for